You have over 20,000 thoughts a day, and if you're wasting those thoughts on being pessimistic, you're building a little block with each thought that's building up the entire course of your life. So if you compound that over the course of however many years of pessimism, do I really need to spell it out for you, like how bad your life can look if you don't change your mindset to a more optimistic approach? My name's Charlie, aka Easy. I used to be scrawny, have no social skills, and no real life. And now I live on an island in the Caribbean. I'm a freedive instructor helping people with their breath work and overcoming their mental struggles to dive really deep under the water in one breath. But look, you're not going to be making much progress if you have this doomer mindset that's pretty prevalent nowadays. I've been talking about this a lot on the channel, but the fact of the matter is that unless you adopt some sense of optimism where you actively scan your life and frame it in a way that actually serves you, your social life won't get better, your physical health won't get better, your money game will not get better. You need to start tapping in and think in a way that will actually serve you and serve your life. And in terms of you being like, oh, I can't be optimistic with the state of the world, look at it, oh, I don't have any money, I can't get a job, etc., etc. Listen, Helen Keller was an optimist. She literally wrote a book on it. Okay. Michael J. Fox is an optimistic guy, and he's got Parkinson's or ALS or whatever it is. Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor and then wrote a whole book on how man can find meaning against all of the odds. So these are just a few examples of people who have had it rougher than you, and they managed to find their way through it and find some meaning and a sense of hope and optimism there. So please scrap any excuses you have for this mindset as being the realistic way to look at things. Viktor Frankl was not being realistic when he got out of the Holocaust and then continued his psychiatry career and eventually changed the freaking world with his book Man's Search for Meaning, which you should 1000% read. That shit saved my freaking life, boys. You need to go read that book if you haven't read it yet. And look, I know with depression, anxiety, being in a horrible place mentally, it can literally be hell. I know what being there is like. And the fact of the matter is, it's very tough to get out of that sometimes. It doesn't happen over one day or just one YouTube video. It happens over the course of you continuously making slight improvements with your mental game, with your life situation. You have to maintain hope during this situation, knowing that things are going to get better. Because if you don't, then the same things are going to keep happening in your life. You're going to keep waking up, going to a terrible job, getting on Discord, having that be the only social interaction that you have throughout the day. You're going to keep living in this corporate hellscape, driving only, non walkable city that you're in. And honestly, I'm scared for the amount of like doom and despair that comes from that type of headspace. And I know because I was there for so long. And this next bit touches on one of my last videos where the way that you look at your story and the way that you look at your past and your present, if you can change the way that you look at it and the lens through which you view those things, you can change the impact that those things will have on the trajectory of your life. So I could have just stayed at home, played video games all day, doom scrolled all day, never gotten up and done anything or socialized with anyone for the rest of my life. If I had stayed in that headspace and said, well, this is just like who I am, I messed up, and now my life has led me here. Or you can come to a place of acceptance and say, hey, go all the way back to the beginning. And it makes sense that my life unfolded that way. There were things I could have done better, but ultimately, the way that my life unfolded, that's just the way it unfolded. And that's the story leading up to now. So, now what is there to do about this? You can look up Viktor Frankl's story. Oprah Winfrey had it rough. Say what you will about her, but she's a very successful woman. She got out of the trenches in Mississippi, where I'm from. Shout out Mississippi. And she made things happen for her. She was dirt poor, had no chance as a black woman in Mississippi making her way into like the journalism career. Are you kidding me? If a black woman from the fucking 60s in Mississippi can make it, I think you can too, boss. People in your life, the job that you have or don't have, the skills that you have or the skills that you need to work on, where you're living in the world, where you want to go in the world, and you figure out what are your options forward from where you actually are to where you want to get. What are the 1% small changes that you can make in order to get there? For me, what did this look like? Getting off my phone, replacing that with breath work. and just getting up and talking to people, practicing my social skills so that way I could get a job at a bar. If you work at a bar in America, especially, you're going to be getting tipped out. Also, looked at things like Workaway, which I talk about all the time. Woofing. These are options where you can get jobs on these websites. I swear. Set up a half decent profile, record a customized video saying, hey, I want to come work at your hotel, your hostel, your farm, your weird scuba diving place, your snorkel tour place, mountain biking tour place, whatever. You can get a job on these websites with just a few emails. So there's an option for you that might be aligned in where you want to go in life. Really figure out where you want to go and look at your options. And then you just have to make a deal with yourself to actually start doing those things. Okay. And if you can do this while you are overriding your brain, your doomer ass brain, first of all, doing this set of stuff that I just said, when you naturally take action, your brain's going to start hardwiring itself just to think more successfully. Yeah, that sounds so cringe. Think more successfully. But it's true. If you take action, if you work on the things that you say you want to work on, but then you go play video games for 2 hours, then your brain is like, well, we don't really want to work on the things that we said because we literally just sat down and played video games instead of doing those things. So you need to rewire your brain. Again, that's so cringe. I hate these freaking like rewire your brain for success, clickbait, friggin', you know what I'm saying? But whatever. The more action that you take in the direction of what you want to do, then the more your brain actually wires itself every day to say, okay, we're actually capable of taking some action and figuring out what the heck it is that we want to do. And while you're doing these things, you may as well adopt the mindset that this is going to work out. This is going to go great. Because even if it doesn't, then guess what? You're going to learn something along the way anyway. It's never a failure. You're not going to fail the thing because you're going to learn something at it. Even if you don't like hit your goal with the project that you're working on, you're going to learn a lot along the way. Look at this channel, for instance. I've uploaded every single day and I've learned, okay, here's how to tell a story. Here's how you can get comfortable speaking into a mic uninterrupted for however many minutes. This is how to design a thumbnail, choose a title, get comfortable in the flow of uploading and doing something that you said you're going to do every day and then actually doing it, training your brain to realize that. That's what I've been doing with this channel, you numbnuts. And so there's one option that you have as well. Start a YouTube channel is just a way to train your brain. Stick to something. This is one thing that nobody else told me to do that I myself am choosing to stick with and follow through with. Is it clicking for you, boys? Is it clicking for you that this is how you were going to change your brain from a doom or pessimistic headspace to something optimistic, even if it's as small as uploading once a week, twice a week on YouTube with a little dumb channel that nobody told you to do and nobody's going to watch it, but it doesn't matter if nobody watches it because this is for you. You're putting something out there. You're putting your energy towards something, and that's the whole point of the exercise. Are you getting it? So while you are in your doomer ass mindset, if you want to stay there, just make sure to remember that these are little building blocks of thoughts that are leading you every which way and every which day, and you're building them up and they're building up your life. So do you want to build a life where your thoughts are running the show and they're completely negative and pessimistic? Or do you want to take things by control a little bit, add a little optimism in there like Helen Keller did? She couldn't see or hear anything, by the way, and then she wrote a book on optimism like Viktor Frankl did. He was in the Holocaust and like watched his dad die or some shit like that. Maybe that was a different Holocaust book. Oprah Winfrey, a black woman from Mississippi, made her way in a journalism career as a black woman in Mississippi in the 70s. Are you kidding me? If she can do stuff like that, then you can do that. Listen here, kids. The one thing that you got to remember is take some action. Have some optimistic thoughts in your head. You're going to have to cut people off, maybe. I made a video about that. You have options to freaking move out of your hometown if that's where you're at. I swear to you, go on Workaway. I'm going to keep hammering this into your freaking head on this channel. Do something crazy adventurous, maybe. That's probably a key for a lot of you. I highly recommend it. I did it. I've done it thousands of times, and it always works out. Whatever happens is going to happen. And either way, you're going to have a roof over your head, probably. If you're watching this video, you're probably not homeless, absolutely down in the dirt, billions in debt, and addicted to fentanyl, okay? You probably have some set of reasonable living conditions around you. And you can make better things happen if that's where you want to go in life. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, cut this one right here, boys. My name's Charlie, aka Easy. Like, comment, subscribe because I'm posting every day, even if you hate my message. If you hate my message, let me know. Comment about how much you hate me. All right. Thanks, boys. Bye.